Coconut oil has been used for thousands of years and has cultural significance around the world. It has been used for food, medicine, source of fuel, building materials, and so much more. For many, the coconut tree is seen as a symbol of life and abundance. Coconut oil plays an important role in the economies of many tropical countries, thus providing a valuable source of income and employment. So how exactly is coconut oil made? Welcome to the Pursuit of Coconuts. My name is Poland, and on this episode, we are going to show you how virgin coconut oil is made. Over the last couple years, we've been documenting the journey of us building a global social enterprise starting here in the Philippines. For our current supporters and followers, thank you so much as we have shared food, adventures, and culture with you. We are committed to sharing the best practices, advanced strategies, and also create a business through what is dubbed as social enterprise. Far from a classroom model, we will be practicing what we preach. Our focus will be on people, everybody in the supply chain, and the communities, the planet, making sure that everything is done in a sustainable way, and prosperity, making sure that the profits are reinvested back into our projects. With over 75% of businesses closing within the first 5 years, we have our odds stacked against us. With the increased awareness of how natural foods and natural products are beneficial for people, the demand for more transparency in companies, and a more connected world through apps, internet, and technology, we know virgin coconut oil is going to be a great anchor product. What is an anchor product? An anchor product is a product that grabs attention from the consumer. It also creates an identity in which you can build other products around. Virgin coconut oil comes from Cocos nucifera, which is a coconut tree, also known as the tree of life. And it's because all of the parts of the entire tree from top to bottom are used to sustain human life. In order to find out how the best and purest form of virgin coconut oil is made, we had to find the expert. And I was blessed to have Sir Romero. I call him Uncle Emmy. Uncle Emmy has dedicated decades to this tree of life. He served in different capacities from training to managerial, and before he retired, he was the regional president of the PCA, the Filipino Coconut Authority. I find on his spare time, he's not just relaxing or playing golf, he's actually at his farm, sprouting new coconut trees and putting on training for other coconut farmers. His passion and his drive for coconuts surpasses anybody I've ever seen. Uncle Emmy was able to set up multiple tours of farms, of manufacturers on multiple islands, and we learned the 9 steps to making virgin coconut oil. And we begin our tropical adventure with step 1, coconut picking. This starts at the farms, and even though there are about 15 varieties of coconuts, the Philippines groups them up in about 3 different categories. The more known tree here in the Philippines is the tall tree. They actually call it the native tree, and these can grow to be about 90 feet tall. The next one is gaining in popularity, and it is the dwarf coconut. These grow to be about 20 feet and makes it really easy and convenient for farmers to pick. And the third blends a bit of tradition and convenience together, and that is the hybrid tree. Each coconut tree can produce up to 40 to 50 coconuts a year, and they are harvested depending on what you're trying to get. You can harvest them for young coconut water and young coconut meat, or for coconut oil, you want something more mature. Coconuts that are turning brown, lots of flesh, and the oil lies in the flesh. Step 2, dehusking the coconut. Once the coconuts are picked, we've got to dehusk them. This means peeling off that thick outer layer until we're left with the familiar hard coconut shell inside. Although there's machinery that help with step 2 of dehusking, many manufacturers opt to do it by hand. Not only could it be a high-ticket item for a company to buy the machine to do so, but also having it done by hand creates many jobs where it is needed. Step 3, cracking open the magic. Now it's time to crack them open. This part is pretty satisfying. We use machetes or cleavers to crack open the shell. Right down the middle of the shell, there's a line that goes through, and if you give it a few whacks or even one hard one, that line will open up. What comes spilling out is coconut water, nature's Gatorade. This is when the first quality control check comes into play. Through the smell of the water, you want to make sure that it's sweet and soft smelling and that it's not rancid. At this point, some of the coconuts over ripen or sit around too long and can go bad. Step 4, grating the coconut meat. Next, we grate the coconut meat into fine, snowy shreds. This is done with a spinning machine that has a rough head, guided by skilled hands. You want to make sure you only get the meat and don't grind into the shell. The shell can make the coconut oil taste a bit bitter. Step 5, squeezing out coconut milk. Now we extract the coconut milk. The grated coconut shreds go into a press. Some do it by hand, but all these manufacturers do it by a large spinning press. And by adding a bit of coconut water, voila, thick, creamy coconut milk is squeezed out, ready to go. Coconut milk is by far my favorite plant milk. It is creamy and is sweet, and it has just a beautiful taste to it. Feels real good and goes real well with tons of food, and just the drink itself, it is delicious. Step 6, fermentation and separation. Here is where the magic happens. The coconut milk is left to sit and naturally ferment for about 24 to 48 hours. During this time, the oil separates from the water. The top layer of that liquid is the pure virgin coconut oil. Skimming the oil. Once separated, we gently skim the oil from the top. It's like scooping sunshine off a cloud. This oil is now unrefined, untouched, and bursting with natural nutrients. After skimming the oil, we move on to step 8, filtering for purity. For a smooth finish, we filter the oil to remove any last bits of coconut meat or sediment. And what's left? The cleanest, purest coconut oil you can get. Smells like heaven and feels like silk. And the final step, step 9, is packaging. Finally, we bottle up this liquid gold, sealing in all the natural goodness. No chemicals, no additives, just pure virgin coconut oil straight from the source. And that's how virgin coconut oil is made, from tree to bottle. This is how you get the freshest, most natural coconut oil. VCO has become very popular for its powerful antioxidants, healthy fatty acids, and essential vitamins, just to name a few. Now that you've learned how VCO is made, you're ready to take on a healthier and better life. From household use to healthcare, from beauty to cooking, this oil does it all. But there are a few things to consider when purchasing VCO. One of the first and major ones is sourcing. With the growing demand of health products like virgin coconut oil growing, companies are looking to cash in, oftentimes looking for the cheapest and quickest commodity. And this can lead to farmers not getting paid fair wages, being underpaid, and having really harsh work conditions. A fair trade label can help with the situation, but we wanted to take it a step farther and share the story of the farmers and agriculture here in the Philippines with you directly, being as transparent as we can and share our social enterprise. Another thing to consider is the processing method. This is just the most simplest way that we've shared, but there are other ways such as fractionation, centrifuge, chemical separation, and more. Different methods come with different results, but I personally love no heating, no chemicals, and keeping it as pure as possible. The ideal and best coconut oil, I would say personally, is the centrifuge type, blending traditional and modern ways of extracting the oil. An extra step is added to separate the long-chain fatty acids from the medium-chain fatty acids. Coconut oil is known for the lauric acid and MCTs, and it is awesome to be able to scientifically highlight those ingredients in the product. Special speeds, timing, and testing allows for specific highlights on MCTs and lauric acid and gives you a great balance without adding heat or chemicals to the virgin coconut oil. Most oils on the market that you will see that is fractionated will have had heat added to it. Centrifuge adds a bit more complexity and also more expense to the traditional method. So if you can, find the centrifuge virgin coconut oil or wait for ours to come on the market. The other option is to use just the regular virgin coconut oil as it stands. This is to preserve the oil's natural properties. I hope you enjoyed how virgin coconut oil is made. Over the last few years, we have dove deep into the coconut world, worked with the best in the world, and we're hoping to create a social enterprise that benefits the local farmers and their families. We are fighting corruption, food insecurity, and through Isla Eden, training the next generation of farmers to come. Please subscribe, like, and share. Everything helps our social enterprise and the cause that we're going after. The goal is to take care of the people while making sure that we do not extract but add to the planet, and using that prosperity to make sure we all thrive. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next. Blessings to all.